Hello there, Vic Benedict here. We're playing God of War 3 Remastered on Chaos difficulty, and this is my Pain Plus guide and walkthrough. We're currently on installment the 10th. It is entitled The Path of Eos. So, I do need to explain how the Head of Helios works. It is in the description if you want to read that. But as far as lighting paths, you're perfectly free to light paths, but you cannot use the Head of Helios during combat, and you definitely can't use it to stun or fell or damage enemies. So when you're up here, use it as a flashlight, but then when you know enemies are coming, you need to stop. You can just illuminate them. We're talking about illuminating them is fine. That's absolutely fine. Sorry for the dark. I'm sorry. I'm not apologizing for them. They did it, but it's made so well it doesn't matter. It's a good thing. But there's some harpies up here, and this fight by God is so difficult. And if you want to, you can camera whore in the cavern over to the left. I think I'm gonna paint it a little bit so I can get in there. This is an optional fight, by the way. But they might give you hell trying to go past it might not be optional, but what is optional, I know for certain, is that if you stay up here, you're going to have a pretty rough time, but you can go back into the cavern and have at least something over your head so they cannot bombard you as easily. They will fly in here and do that very thing, but having a roof over your head gives me a little comfort at least. But get used to killing these fucking enemies in the dark, man. So what I do is, I don't really camera whore. What I do is, I camera whore a little bit. I'm not afraid to be someone who camera whores. Camera whoring is smart, excuse me. But what I do, and there's a ton of these fucking things too. I hate this enemy. What you do is you do the combat roll back and forth, and wait for their circle on the ground. When they glow with red claws, they're going to attack you, and you can parry it. They also have another really fast attack that comes out of bloody nowhere, and I hate it. See those fucking harpies? I'm sorry, I'm swearing a lot, but this part, man. You could also get an early checkpoint. You can kill as many harpies as you want at the beginning. Say you want to kill just 5, and then if you come in here and go up here, you'll get a save point. And then, not a save point, but you'll get a checkpoint by the rope, and then you can go back and kill at your leisure. And every time you restart, the game will remember the ones that you killed because you got that checkpoint. I don't know how many harpies are in here. Now you might say, how the hell are you supposed to do this in the dark, man? Why not use solar flare? Yeah, you can only use solar flare, man, when you are by yourself and you just need a clear path. But yeah, what I do is I combat roll from one side of that bridge to the next, wait for them to drop, double back. They hang around a decent amount of time for you to just walk over to them and grab them. And the great thing is, too, if you're grabbing one and another one is bombarding down at that very second onto the ground, when you come out of grabbing the one that you just did on the ground, the one that would have damaged you by kamikazing, won't hit you because he did his detonation on the ground while you still had remaining iframes. Then you can just stand exactly where you're standing and take care of him by just simply grabbing him. But it's a fine art. It truly is. So basically, it doesn't look like you can kill all of the harpies in one go. There's also another checkpoint up here, and there's one sentry, and then as we go down a little bit, there will be another one. But the darkness is annoying, but what you do is the skills that what you take to this area is what you have taken before on those fights. So you don't really need. Do you remember Van Damme in Bloodsport? How he was blind and he could still get done what he needed to get done. It's sort of like this. If you have the skills, it doesn't matter if you can't see very well. Anyway, something really. It's not people might say it's just the dumbest thing in the world, but I thought in my arrogance that I knew where all of the chests were in this game. I'm not talking about item chests, I'm talking about red chests. Well, item chests too maybe, but I thought I knew where all the red item chests are. But I had no idea until last night that there are a pair of chests over here to the right. And for 10 years, I never knew that these over here existed. These chests here, that pair of red chests. So you think you know everything about a game. Crazy, huh? Oh, this needs to be definitely talked about. Wraiths. There's wraiths on this fight and in the next fight. I'm going to try my best to ring them out. But I do need to talk a little bit about the bridge fight that's coming up, because in my last walkthrough, I destroyed the bramble pots before the fight, and I altered the fight, and it was a definite violation. Some people thought it was not, but I decided in the end that it was definitely a violation, and it should not be on the internet. I'm taking it down. And I don't like it. I don't like what I did. I don't know why I was calling myself Dick Benedict in that walkthrough. It's so stupid. I'm always Buck. I'm always Bick. There you go. Rung off, fucker. Got your ass rung off. Oh, there. Perfect. Perfect. Did you see that? And then they don't come back, guys. They only can come back if they haven't fallen down. If they kind of fall down a little bit off of a ledge or a piece of wood planking or something, they can correct it and then burrow themselves in the ground like that. That's my new favorite way of killing those fuckers. When they're underground, I just double jump and bring them up just like a potato out of the ground. You guys like potatoes? Okay, so I don't know why I was so stupid last time in thinking that I could alter the environment by shooting the bramble pots. But this is a situation where there's 3 wraiths, and there are 2 archers on either side of some bramble pots. And when I did this last, I wasn't even trying for ring out. So I'm completely stupid. Look, there's one guy gone. You need to be very careful here of 2 things. You don't want to shoot the bramble pots. Well, you won't. You won't. Oh, see this? It's lovely. It's absolutely lovely. I like the camera whore over here, though, so that it's just two folks that can see me rather than 3 or 4. Actually 2 or 3. I don't think on the left or right side they can all see you. But you need to make sure, though, that you don't fire flame arrows at those ones, because I do think that using flame arrows is a violation to kill mandatory enemies. Well, I think it would be frowned upon, and I'm not going to do it. So I'm just using regular arrow attacks. However, you don't want to be using flame arrows over here anyway, because you could accidentally light one of the bramble pots on fire and kill them that way, and that means that you cannot do the fight properly. It will be a violation. So what I did before in my 2007 Redux was I shot the bramble pot on top near the chain up there. Do you see it? And I also shot the other one. I think I shot all the bramble pots that I could. And I think I shot all of them. And I lied to myself and I said it's not a violation. But if you have to think too hard if it's a violation or not, there's a good chance that it's a violation. But just think of it. You can ring these guys out. So it's different on the left side. You've got a pair of archers on either side of the left bramble pot, and this bramble pot on the right had 2 archers to its left, to our right. So you're going to have to be very careful on this side that you don't, well, in general, that you do not parry any of their projectiles, because he'll send them back and hit them and they'll die. And then you have to reset because it's a violation. So creep over here very carefully, and that is the best way that I know of how to do that part and not take damage. Now, let me see, well, let's just put it this way. There are several up-and-coming flying sections, this one right here, and then we don't have, no, I don't believe that we have any more actual fights, but we do have these sections, which can always take my patience completely away from me. Conventional wisdom will have it so that, you know, most people you ask will hug the chain, always keep the chain right next to you, no matter where you are. But there are a few times on this part where there's so much debris around that you can't see the chain unless you look, you know, at a very specific spot. But these are always really taxing on me, and I really don't like them because they are short, but they're still stressful for me. Because I think the last one that you do has some flying boulders at the end, so it's kind of tough. But you know, I think you might know what's coming up if you've played this game, because it's going to come up in just a few moments. We're going to be, and the music's wonderful. I love this music that accompanies this section, but it is, to do it, it's no big deal. But, you know, of course, me being so intolerant of damage, I had to ensure that nothing bad happened. But the checkpoint here is absolutely lousy. They put you here each time, and you have to be scaling walls while boulders fall down on you, and you're going up and like going different directions around a wall. So it's like 3D as you're going up, and as you're moving, it's very difficult. Do you see it? I almost got hit right there. It's very unfortunate, but it's very difficult to see where your safety zones are as you're going left and right and up the wall over here. And it just goes on for a little bit too long. A checkpoint right here would have been really great. But what I do is I stay to the right, and then I go over here to the left, and then once you do this is all pattern based, guys, so it is going to be the same every time. Ooh, shit. I was not in the safe zone there, but you could see if you review that where the safe zone ended up being over there. And some of the like outcropping rocks give you the illusion that if you're under them, you can stay under them and stay there and not get hit, but you still get hit. It's really ridiculous. But pretty soon, child, pretty soon the nightmare is going to be over. So, a lot of people are probably curious about how long things take me. That part, 10 tries, 12, fucking furious. This part over here took me a long time too. I hate this. See, there's no chain to hug over here. So, as always, my main complaint about these sections is that they put you in very vulnerable positions and ask you to fly through certain things that are very tiny. But this is all pattern based too. So you saw the first one, we had to go through the center, then left, then down, and then we'll go in the center. The piece that comes out from the middle can't hurt you, but this is the end of it, and it's really stressful to not get hit by these boulders. I don't like it. It's pretty stiff controlling of Kratos, but the main problem is it's just awkward and it doesn't feel good. And when those go on for too long, you can really see how unfun they would be on repeated playthroughs, and that's why I wish they had been cutscenes. Given that it's Santa Monica, they would be unskippable cutscenes, but still, they would be cutscenes at the very least. I will see you in the 11th installment. We will be doing the Protecting the Chain sequence, and then after that, it will be Hermes. So, please take care.